Hey everyone, welcome back to my commercial real estate channel. I am Dragana and I am here to break down commercial real estate like no one else does. Okay, so today I want to be talking about government lease terminations. This is happening nationwide, okay? This is not a speculation. This is happening right now. This is happening in California. This is happening in Texas. This is happening in East Washington, okay? It is making waves. So, whether you own or you lease a property where the government is your tenant, you'll want to hear this, okay? We're going to talk about how do these terminations happen? What does it mean for landlords? What does it mean for tenants? And what options do tenants have? Okay, stick around because I'm going to be breaking it all down for you. All right, so what are government lease terminations? First, let's define what we're dealing with. So government leases, whether it's for office space, warehouses, other facilities, they are often long-term stable agreements, okay? But just like any other tenant, the government can terminate a lease early under certain conditions, okay? And some of those conditions are budget cuts, okay, or restructuring, shifting priorities for state or federal agencies, downsizing office footprints due to remote work policies, okay? This is not just a speculation. This is happening. It's happening right now. And if you are a property owner or an investor, you need to be prepared. Now let's talk about landlords, okay? So if the government is your tenant, you probably love the stability, you love the reliable payments, rent payments, and then suddenly you don't have them anymore, okay? So here's what can happen and how you can get affected, okay? So if the lease gets terminated early, you may face unexpected vacancies and financial gaps. Large office space or just specialized government spaces aren't always the easiest to fill. And finding a new tenant can take months, sometimes several months, right? Also, some government leases include a early termination clause. So did you read the fine print? You may have some legal recourse or you may just be out of luck. So what can you do as a landlord? You might be able to negotiate a buyout package. You might be able to seek damages or quickly reposition the property for a new tenant. But the key is having a backup plan before the termination happens. All right, now let's talk about how this affects tenants. So if you are subleasing from a government entity or leasing property that's tied down to government contracts, pay attention because this affects you too, okay? So here's what tenants should consider. One is your lease position. So if the government breaks their lease, how does that impact your agreement? Number two, relocation risks. If you are in a government leased building, okay, and they vacate, are you next? And then negotiation opportunities. Sometimes landlords are open to renegotiating lease terms to keep the vacancy up, okay? So if you are a tenant in a government lease space, you need to be proactive about your lease terms, renewal options, and potential exit strategy. Now let's talk about market impact and opportunities. So what I want to say is this all bad news? Well, not necessarily, because while some landlords will take a hit, others might see this as opportunities, okay? So some government buildings can be converted into multi-tenant office space, flex space, or even residential units if the zoning permits, okay? Investors who can scoop up these properties at discount and reposition them may find a new value in the market. And then tenants that are looking for space may find landlords willing to negotiate better lease terms to fill their vacancies quickly. So the key here is to understanding the market shift and moving strategically, okay? So whether you are a landlord, investor, tenant, government lease terminations are happening, okay? They're happening here in Los Angeles where I am located, okay? And they could impact your bottom line. So stay ahead by knowing your lease terms, watching the market trends, and being prepared for shifts in occupancy, okay? So if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, drop a comment with your thoughts. And I'd also like to know, have you ever dealt with government lease terminations before? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you need help navigating commercial real estate in Los Angeles, reach out. I would love to help. See you in the next video.